What are the awkward parts of sex that no one really talks about? The bed noises travel further than expected. My parents don't seem to notice. Edit. Why the hell did I get a wholesome award for that? Edit 2. Now my most liked comment is about my parents having sex. Great. Edit 3. I actually hate all of you. Thanks for the 4000 karma though. If you do it on a waterbed, Newton has a message for you. I had a waterbed for the longest time. Not easy to have sex on. Rhythm was always getting up. Also made more noise than a regular bed. I thank baby Jesus every day I got rid of it. Was a good bed before I started getting girls into it. After not so much. Lots of couch sex. Side note. People still own waterbeds. Lol. We literally just got rid of our waterbed in like March. I hated the damn thing. But my boyfriend refused to give it up. I convinced him that it would be way safer for our newborn to lay on. The whole first time. I hope to never see that girl again. I'm still embarrassed 10 years later. Dave Attell has a great joke for that. Something like, don't you wish you could go back and have sex to the first person you did it with just to show them how good got at it? Hey, look who's not crying. When you pull a hamstring mid-stroke. As if a stroke wasn't bad enough. This comment had me laughing for a solid minute. Trying to find your underwear in the sheets. I need a freaking checklist for what clothing everyone had to start. Everyone. That moment when you have to put a condom on and either go look for it when other person is waiting, or he just put it and you stare. It's far less disruptive when the lady does it. I gotta put it on myself. Maybe it's a foreskin thing, but I know the right amount of space to leave and it sucks otherwise. If your partner ejaculates in you, it's got to go somewhere, often where gravity takes it. Frequently this happens immediately after sex. Often it happens the next day while you're at work speaking to Jackie from procurement about cost savings measures and quote comparisons. Learning about this growing up, I always assumed cum stayed up there and just got absorbed. Like how else are the sperm supposed to reach their destination if they just fall out when you stand up? That's why I only have unprotected sex standing up. And in hot tubs. And during full moons. When you think your period ended 2 days ago, but when the lights come on the bed looks like it's straight out of a slasher film. The general rule is ps will start your period up to 2 days early and clean out the leftovers up to 2 days after. Username checks out. "10 minutes standing over a toilet trying to pee. Same for girls. Praying to pee otherwise for the next whole week you'll pay." This needed to be a part of Sex Edition. I spent my first couple of sexually active years suffering from constant UTIs or UTI-like symptoms. I went to a doctor about it when I was trying to figure it out, who told me it was normal to feel like I had a UTI after having sex. Please. I don't remember how I figured out peeing right afterward solved my problems. I love the string of inevitable queefs you get after doggy style. Yup. My husband always pulls out way too fast to change positions, so naturally everything fills up with air. Now when we are going to change positions I say remember the correct dismount procedure. So he doesn't make me queef. People knock marriage sick, but honestly we love each other and have seen pretty much everything that like met. There's not embarrassment or awkwardness anymore. It's just fun, and we can laugh and enjoy ourselves. Edit. Dismount procedure is slowly pulling out to give the vagina, which is very elastic, a chance to go back to its normal shape. Not like super slow, but also not just yanking it out in a split second. If you go too fast you're basically creating a huge vacuum that will of course fill up with air. This is what works for me, but all bodies are different. Also, yes, queefs are funny, but also being full of air can be super uncomfortable, especially if you keep going with sex after. So I try to avoid it. Marriage or a long-term partner opens so much more exploration. My first organism with my BF is now my husband. Very attentive and open communication. What did you and your BF name your first organism together? My guess is Caden or Tanner, but I could be wrong. When giving head your jaw starts to cramp, but you don't wanna interrupt his flow. I always get those. That hurts. This would be a lot sexier if I could deal with the fact that I sort of have to pee. Except I'm so comfortable, I don't want to get up. This is a weekend FFS. Why is it so early? I could handle fooling around at this hour, but not getting out of bed. Ideally we'd just go back to sleep for like even just half an hour. Then I'd get up to use the washroom. Then I'd come back and we'd nap for 10 more minutes of glorious weekend sleepy kinops relaxero. We are doing this now apparently. My boyfriend always has tups first thing in the morning, so sexy morning sex has been very forcibly removed from the table. Alas. Awkwardly shuffling over to the tissues at the side of the bed when you're done. Worse when it comes out 30 minutes later with no warning. Sploosh. Trying to take pants off while wearing skinny jeans. I have yet to unlock the secret of how to actually make this sexy, and it always take me an uncomfortably long amount of time to get them off lol. You mean legs bicycling wildly in the air, trapped in flapping slightly clammy denim isn't hot? Damn. Right. How dare this person ruin my only move. When you are sweating profusely over your partner. Trying to reposition while not catching her hair, you dare my load bearing hands. Or when the sheets are slick and you can't find your rhythm cause your legs are sliding back like a dog dragging belly across the floor. This is so relatable. Literally cracking up at work. But the post had the tag of not safe for work. Some people like to live dangerously. Back in my hookup days I was never really sure how to ask if she was planning to spend the night if we hooked up at my place, or if she expected me to stay the night if at her place. It was especially awkward on a weeknight when I had to be at work in the morning. Who's laying on the wet spot? Edit. Till Ben Shapiro has week's game. One time my boyfriend picked me up and put me somewhere else when we were doing sexy stuff. It was new and exciting, and I was into it, which I figured was why he kept doing it in later sexy times. Made perfect sense in my brain. One day I started to realize that I was always somehow on the wet spot, and suspected this has been picking me up, moving us to my side of the bed. We used to end up somewhere in the middle, and leaving me with the wet spot. I paid more attention and became certain this was the case. I asked him about it straight up, and he started to laugh hysterically because this is exactly why he started doing it. I still like being picked up and moved around, but now I frequently wiggle my way back to his side for justice. When you come first and have to make small talk while the rest of the orgy finishes up. You just cheer on and offer advice to the other participants. Great rhythm, Greg. Samantha. He likes it when you tickle his ps, not actually finger it. Can we get a spotter for Luke and Jessica? Are there job openings for spotters at orgies? I have experience. Yes. But be warned, you will be in the splash zone. When a funny sound happens as a consequence of physical contact. Like if I'm sucking her titties and the suction accidentally makes a fart sound, or the thrusting of my ps makes a fart sound. We both heard it, but we are both trying not to laugh because we don't want to kill the mood. Speaking of laughing, when a woman laughs while I'm still inside her, my ps feels like it's gonna retract into my stomach. Why would it retract into your stomach? Is it uncomfortable? It's just a weird feeling. It feels like her vagina is trying to repel my ps. It's not painful or anything. It just gives me pause every time. Banging on an empty stomach after a few beers and hearing the slosh 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 of the liquid in your stomachs bouncing around. I'll take that over banging on a freshly full. Ate way too much to be doing this stomach. I knew taking a Tinder date to an Indian buffet wasn't the brightest idea. The awkward stuff is the best. I have 2 single beds next to each other to make a king or queen size, not sure which one it is, and while we were busy, the beds started to separate and we fell in between getting stuck. I tried squirming back up while we were both laughing, which made getting back up even harder. Man, the awkwardness is great. So glad to see a positive awkward comment here. Me too. The awkwardness is part of it.